your days are always interrupted. You know at a certain time for 4.5, 5 hours, you're just not going to be doing anything. Hey.
How you doing?
So I'm going out. I'll be back around 4:30.
Okay. Well, go ahead and take this with you.
This is for me?
Yeah.
When you come back, you still have 10 other things that you still need to complete, so you're always behind. I guess you can say I have to curb my ambition. I guess when you do like public service and you want to kind of like move up quickly, people ask you to do a lot of things that if you tell them no, they won't ask you to do anymore. So I just had to kind of like reconcile the fact that there are just certain things I won't get a chance to do. You know? All right. Wow. What's going on? I've been on dialysis for 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Imagine yourself sitting in that chair for 4 hours, and there are parts of your body you can't move. And then you get uncomfortable towards the end of that 4 hours. Things start to happen to you that you can't really explain. But you still can't get up. You still have to stay there. One of the realities of being on dialysis is it kills you. It wears your body out. So the longer you're on it, the weaker you get. And, you know, at some point, if something goes wrong, you may not make it. I wish the doctors were more concerned about how we cope. Like, the staff here is great, and that's kind of like what balances it out for me, that the nurses and the techs here have been very, very helpful. The doctors, on the other hand, and maybe that's just not their role in the medical system to be that person. But I just kind of, you would assume it would be, because they, at least in terms of preparation and ability to cope, they have the most specialized training. I have an uncle. He's very aggressive with his doctor because he feels like over the years his doctor hasn't given him the best care possible, right? And you can see the response from the doctor with him is like, well, goddamn. Why? You know, I'm trying to help this person and he's coming at me like that, right? Why is he so hostile? And he's not doing what I'm telling him. So he's beating me up and he's not doing what I say. So he got 2 strikes, right? In the African American community, Tuskegee is a big part of our experience. I mean, it's a number of things, but it kind of is a more recent and poignant experience that a large segment of the African American community is familiar with and has colored, particularly for a generation of African Americans, has colored their behavior when it comes to medicine, right? And that generation just implicitly doesn't trust doctors. I've been on the list 2.5 years. And, you know, I gotta tell you, it's a bitch. Even checking up on it or trying to rush the process just doesn't work. They don't want you to call. They get annoyed when you call too much. They're like, man, I told you your blood type is this, and this is where you're on the list, and when you rise to the top, I'll call you. Don't call me no more. That's how they respond to you. They're like, man, I got a lot of patients. Why are you calling me? I'm trying to manage this. You're making my job harder. Leave me alone. I get in touch with you when you're all right. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's more like a bureaucracy. It's like, damn, why you keep calling over here? I told you last week you got 3 years. Call me when you got 2 years.
So how often do you call?
Every month. Every month. And, you know, it suggested to me that I call them every week. Just to bug them. But, shoot, I want to know. You ain't the one that need a kidney, I do. Help me out. Shit. I mean, come on. I'm not calling just to bug you. I'm calling because if I don't have it, I'll have problems. So, respond to me accordingly. Don't respond to me like, I'm another file that you got to pull out every time I call you. There is a big attitude, like, he's not going to take care of himself. Why give him a kidney now when I can give someone else who's a more productive member of society a kidney? And then there's also this perception that if an African-American man who has hypertension and diabetes is just going to ruin it anyway. So why give him a kidney? When all these other folks who are more deserving should get it. Which is nonsense. Nonsense. Well, you can't be doing that. Most of the white patients here either have had transplants or are going to have transplants. Most of the African American men here aren't. They're kind of in it for the long haul. I know there's research to back that up, a lot of quantitative research to back that up, but anecdotally, it just seems like there's a big disparity, a big, big disparity. And a lot of folks voice it, particularly in their despair. You can hear it. I mean, when they talk to the nephrologist, they don't like talking to the nephrologist because the nephrologist only has bad news. Is that 114 me?
No.
Well, there's this implicit belief that genetically you can't really match up an African American with a white or an Asian or even someone who's Hispanic. Anecdotally, I know of a lot of interracial donor relationships. So if that can work, and it's not few and far between, there are a number of them, why is it the system can't support that as well? Right?
112. Somewhere in the 110s. One tens. 110s.
What is it?
95 over 42.
All right, hold on. Being able to stand at the end. Some days it's a chore. You gotta will yourself to do it.